All right, this is going to be the last video in the segment that we're going to do here this time around. We're going to kind of just walk around a little bit in Dillon's snake rooms here.
Play with some things.
Yeah, and just check out some things that you didn't see in the other videos.
Yeah.
So the first two up here are some boas you produced last year.
Well, I produced this one. I bought this one.
Okay.
This is produced by Richard Delabono. This is a IMG motley het sharp albino. He's in shed right now, so he's kind of not nearly as dark as he normally is. You can see he's blue underneath, which is really cool on IMGs because they're pretty much solid black, especially when you mix motley in there. This is a Call Sunglow Jungle that I produced last year that I fell for immediately. I saw her in the goo and I had to keep her, but she's real cool. I really enjoy boas. They were like my first larger snake love. So yeah, it's something I'll always have and always play with, but I'm really excited about this boy. I can't wait to see him as adult. I'm betting he goes black before a year old, like almost solid black. He's super cool.
Yeah, even in shed now, he's dark.
He's real dark, real dark.
And I imagine it's similar to like the Sumatrans. I know their pattern shows more when they're in shedding than when they're not.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how dark he is.
Yeah, you can really see the motley sticking through now. But he's going to do some really cool stuff in the future. The sharp albino is just a plus. That's, I mean, the objective of an IMG is to keep them black. When you add albino, it's kind of going to look funky, but...
Have they produced those yet?
I think somebody has, yeah. I'm not
I haven't seen them, so I don't even know what they look
honestly.
like.
I imagine at this point it would have been, but
yeah,
we'll pop them back by a few other things.
This is a handy little thing for people with snake rooms. Have a little cart you can put some stuff on.
It's a lifesaver.
Oh yeah, I need one for me, but I hate spending money on anything that's not a snake, so I just carry everything around. I have stuff in separate rooms.
That's ideas for all you viewers.
Yeah.
Get Danage one for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see some of the stuff that's in here. We're in one snake room. That's the main area out there where we were shooting yesterday.
Oh, Gary Joseph.
Oh yeah, Gary. If Gary doesn't see some rainbow boas, he's gonna lose his mind.
He might cry, and we can't have Gary cry because, you know, Gary's already ugly, and he's a real ugly crier.
I can't even imagine.
Oh, Gary. Poor guy. They're hiding from you.
Yeah. They don't like you.
Yeah, they're a little snappy, but they're super cute.
They want to hide from Gary is what it is.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Ugly mug.
You horrendous creature, Gary. But we also love rainbow boas. They've I haven't produced a lot in the last few years, but they are awesome little snakes. You know, people always get excited about that iridescence on Bolins. Well, this is a snake that also has specific care requirements, but you get that iridescence out. You're not going to quite see, but if it was warmer out, we could take them outside and they just glow. It's insane. Hence the name rainbow boa.
Yeah.
And there are other subspecies of rainbow boa, but it none of it's nearly as prominent with the iridescence as it is with Brazilians.
No, the Colombians are much less.
It's not quite as. That's another cool thing about IMG boas is they have really high iridescence as well. But yeah, we do blood pythons. You guys already know we do bloods.
Oh, you should show off that matrix.
Rainbow. Yeah, this is a really cool, funky matrix that I produced this year. really unique side pattern. All around funky pattern. This is from the Mega Matrix to a teen egg that I have. And the Mega is also het teen egg, so we got some teen eggs out of it. And a lot of people kind of always ask me what Mega is. It's just this really weird matrix that seems to be associated with T negative. And there's a few people out there that are trying to play around with it and figure out exactly what's going on, including myself and Jason Chapman. Elijah has a few. This is a sibling. It started eating a little bit earlier, so there's a little bit of size difference, not a whole lot. But this one took frozen thawed before this girl here. She's finally came around here in the last month and a half, 2 months. But I'm really digging the look on this girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's going anywhere. It's just so unique.
Yeah.
I love the high white. You know, usually with Matrix you get a lot of black flecking. This is like white.
Yeah, I want to see what that animal looks like in like 2 years.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Cool to see. But yeah, I was super pleased with her.
She's not
typical, typical baby blood. And then her brother is more of your typical Mega Matrix look. Really high black, lots of weird flecked out stuff. Super unique. And like I said, I think at this point we're kind of leading towards it's associated with T negative albino. But
I have seen just in normals the T
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
screws with things a little bit.
right. But time will tell. You know, we got to play with it to kind of figure out what's going on. But in time. Oh yeah, you go here. What else we got fun? We got Hognose. I love Hognose. Everybody loves Hognose. Adorable, cute little guys. Kind of got to see, make sure nothing's breeding here, but we got all kinds of fun hogs: toffee bellies, snows, condas, albino condas, xanthic. Hogs are always a blast. I mean, how can you not love that face? Cute little upturned nose. Always sees ya. Also, for people that are used to like ball pythons that don't really interact much, hognose are a snake that are out and about, and when you have them out, they're not, you know, the typical hider. They're moving around. They're super fun to interact with, and they're also a diurnal species. So if you're awake during the day, most people see the most out of their snakes at night. This is a snake that'll actually come out during the daytime if you have them on display, and you can see them moving around and trying to burrow, and so they're a little more interactive than most. And a little more on the go.
Oh yeah.
A little more on the go. Yeah, that's colubrids for you though, as a whole.
Yeah, those other ones were breeding.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff is breeding. But one thing we are super excited about is these Hogg Island boas.
Oh yeah. I saw these earlier. Very cool.
Now everybody questions when people say pure Hogg Island boas, but as far as I can tell, these are about as pure as they get. I mean, they look it to me, and I have papers on them. They all come from proven bloodlines. A lot of them stem from Vin Russo, as most Hogg Islands nowadays do. But most of them are so muddied down nowadays. Everybody's bred stuff into Hogg Island to try to get this color and wacky pattern and stuff. And it's done great things with like blood. Blood hogs are amazing. I love them. And the sunset hogs are cool, but I really like just this Hogg Island look.
Yeah, I do too.
For not being a morph.
Tails, obviously.
Yeah. And it's almost kind of like hypo-y, you know. There's a lot of reduced black, and they're just funky boas all around, and they're so variable. When I mean, you have this girl here. It's just, you know, got a lot of pinks and oranges and blushing, and then you got this girl. She's more of the high gray. Still has that funky tail. But it's also, if they're worked up, you know, it's a fired up, fired down stage like blood pythons get.
Yep.
But this is my favorite female, absolutely. She's killer. It's probably can't see much of her head pigment, but
I don't think it's going to show up much.
She's so nice. Love them.
What else we won't play with?
Maybe baby hogs? There's some baby hogs. Baby hogs are always adorable. Cute little albinos and albino arctics and albino condas, and this guy's very spirited. Whoa.
Really spirited.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is actually the only hogs I've ever produced that I've held back. I've been producing hogs for quite a few years now, and I always let people talk me out of the stuff that I want to keep. That's not happening this year, especially this girl. This girl's really cool looking. Nice and red, big blocky pattern. And then this male's the exact opposite. His pattern's mainly focused on his sides. He's almost patternless up top, which is cool. And he's kind of short and chunky compared to the rest. Like, she's more slender, and he came out a little shorter than the rest and just plump. A plump little boy. But I love them. They're adorable little snakes. I'm not one for little snakes, but these guys won me over.
Yeah.
Super early on.
It's nice when you can see Snake's personality, you know?
Oh, yeah, and hogs are perfect at that.
Yeah.
The only issue is then in the wild, they kind of eat toads as their main food source. And that can cause babies to be a little reluctant to take pinks right off the bat. So sometimes you have to send them, but generally, I've had a lot of luck with them. Getting them to take frozen cod right off the bat. There are exceptions where you have to scent. But for the most part, they are fairly good eaters. But these guys
are the best.
Yeah, these are my favorite lizard species, absolutely. they are one of the 2 venomous species of lizard in the world, along with
I don't
beaded
think-
lizards.
I don't think people understand how pink the head is because it's not showing up.
Oh,
in there.
of
It's
course,
so
dude.
washed
And
out.
this is my favorite girl. She's, I mean, I don't recommend anybody just grabbing a Gila monster like I did with this girl, but I have a long-standing relationship with this animal. I've had her since she was a month old. I raised her from a little baby. She knows when I'm coming in to pick her up, and she knows when it's food.
How long ago did you wake them up?
These have been up for... I woke them up the 21st of January.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they haven't been up to... Yeah, they've only had 2 really small meals right now, kind of waiting for their metabolism to pick back up. As you can see, though, she's not burning it off too easily.
Yeah.
She's got a nice belly on her right now.
Yeah, for those of you guys who didn't see it yet, we did the video on brumation with Joe and Melissa. These guys brumate for a little while. So
Yeah,
that's what I was referring
Native
to, waking them
American
up.
species. You can find these guys in Utah, Arizona, certain parts of California, throughout Mexico. And then their cousin, much larger beaded lizard, generally a lot darker than these, a lot longer. Also have these guys, you'll see people holding beaded lizards by their tail. Beadeds have a partially prehensile tail because they climb a lot, so they use that as like an extra appendage so they don't fall, slip. If you did that with a Gila monster, you could cause severe spinal damage. They don't have that prehensile tail. They spend all their time in burrows. This is an animal, 85% of the time, lives underground, looking for food.
Gotcha.
Going around the mouse burrows looking for food.
So I imagine it's something similar to like the monkey-tailed skinks versus like your blue tongue, same idea.
Right, yeah.
Because those monkey tails are crazy, man. They'll hang off of those things and do all kinds of
They're
cool stuff.
really cool species.
That's a lot of personality.
That's one thing
too.
I always thought about keeping, but
It's funny too. They used to
need
be
a big cage.
They used to be and they used to be so cheap.
I know.
And now that we don't
they're-
import them, man, they're
can't
expensive.
get them for under $1,000, man.
We had them years
really
ago.
cool.
We couldn't sell them for like $200, and now it's like $1,000
Everybody
plus
wants
for
them.
everybody. Yeah.
Everybody wants them. They are a really cool species.
Yeah, we used to have cages that were like the size of this rack here.
Yeah.
You know, basically, and they had the big sliding doors in the front, and then you go up. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah, they are really cool.
The female killed the male. She sent him on a shove, and that was the end of that.
I've heard they can be kind of mean and aggressive as well.
Yeah, she was funny. Ooh, fresh shed.
Yeah, nice. I was kind of hoping she shed too, because this is absolutely a gorgeous animal. I'm not a big Calubra guy.
No,
But
these have always gotten my attention.
I love Honduran milks, especially these guys. This is the actual animal itself that spurred me to get into Hognoses. I love this little thing. This extreme hypo line is to die for. I'm a sucker for red snakes, which is why I like blood pythons.
Yeah.
And then I saw these guys, and they're just killer.
Yep.
This was produced by Brad McCarthy with Craig Hoytink's animals, and anybody that's in the Hondo world has heard the name Craig Hoytink. Top-notch Hondurans, some of the best in the country.
Nice.
Just super nice color line bred over the years, and he's done great stuff. And Craig and Brad are good friends, so they kind of do stuff together, and this is what comes out when you got 2 madmen like that working together. But yeah, absolutely killer animals. They are, like I said, like with the Hognose, they're a little more high-strung. They're on the move.
Yeah.
But, you know, regular handling, they do calm down. They are handleable animals. But as babies, they are super flighty, and they're the size of a shoelace, so they're all over the place. And they come in all kinds of colors and patterns and stuff, just like the ball python. There's not so many pattern morphs, but you got these hypos,
really
you
like
got
the
the
pattern on that
tricolors.
one.
Yeah, this actually is from a clutch with some aberrancies, yeah. Which is one thing that kind of drew me towards her as well. Is you got typically with Hondos, you got the clean bands, you know,
Right.
you got those, but then we got the funky bands.
She's got some like
Right.
real funky stuff.
Right. Yeah, and Brad produced some that were like absolutely just everywhere. Almost no clean bands anywhere. So I'd like to see some more of that happen through line breeding throughout the years. That would be cool to come out. This is my favorite boa. Well, one of 2 favorite boas. We just saw the Sunglow Jungle. But this is, a lot of boa people will know the name Jeff Rooney, the boa file. This is his line of Pastel, Pastel Dream. But this is what I'm assuming is a super hypo. I haven't bred her yet, so I can't guarantee that, obviously. But I'm assuming it's a super hypo Pastel Dream Anery. When she came out, she almost looked like a ghost, like her sister a lot up here. But over time, she got more red pigment. And that's such a clean ghost.
Yeah.
But I like this animal better just because she's so unique. Super reduced pattern, super clean, and super vivid. She's another one. She gets worked up, fired down. Just two different animals. And then her sister, this was actually the runt, and she caught up to her sister really well. She was about half the size of the rest of the litter when she came out. I didn't think she was going to do well. She was actually in that stage where I didn't want to even feed her a fuzzy quite, just because she was that small. But her first meal, I gave her a couple pinks, and she took them down. And then I did try fuzzy, and she looked like she ate a hippo. But she kept it down, and now she's doing great. And she's never going anywhere. She's super unique. No side pattern, nothing, which is weird for a ghost. You usually get that white trail coming up on a ghost. Really cool. And in here, that might be about it.
And so I know we're gonna do Morticia at some point.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do the Annie. Yeah, we'll do her before we go.
You
Play with the weird guys.
you want that like that?
It would be okay for now, but yeah, good point.
Spacing out.
Yeah. It's been a long week and weekend, but
It has.
alright, and then yeah, Morticia. Another snake has gotten a really bad rap.
She's not on her hide this time.
Yeah. Normally she's in her water bowl.
I don't think I've seen her in there at all this weekend. I know she was on top of the hide yesterday because I couldn't even really shut the bin.
Mm-hmm. And she gonna always take some substrate with her.
That's her substrate. You
Yep.
can't have it.
Yep. And this is my female green anaconda from Andy Wickstorm that I purchased through Keith Lewis before he got out of the hobby. He was having a hard time getting her to eat, and we sent her up here. And she ate no problem. Now she eats everything. This is the easiest eating anaconda I've ever had. I've never not had an anaconda that they would always skip meals. She does not miss a meal. But I don't feed her super heavy, you know.
It's one of my favorite species.
Absolute killer.
Just-
I love the green and the yellow, the way they work together.
Yeah.
And then the belly. That belly is so cool.
It's funny, all the morphs we chase and people chase, but this animal just natural is like as
Natural
pretty as
beauty.
they get, you know?
But that T positive.
Oh, yeah. I do
that
love that.
I am super, but I still prefer this.
Be forewarned, people, as wonderful as these snakes are, they are disgusting animals. They make horrendous messes, so if you're thinking about getting one, be ready to clean a lot of stuff that's going to make you gag.
when anaconda decides to use their water bowl as a toilet, it is one of the worst smells you can imagine. It is not fun, and they are super messy, but they are a super rewarding animal to keep.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to respect them. They respect you, and they have been known to have kind of unpredictable temperaments. But over time and captive breeding, they've calmed down quite a bit.
I think too, a lot of stuff that people say is unpredictable is because they just don't know their animals
Right,
well. You know,
right.
once you know them, I remember I was handling a pretty big female green, and I knew right away, like, she was flipping that switch from
Right,
everything was
right.
cool to it wasn't, and she wasn't even my animal.
And you can tell by how tense they are.
Yeah.
This is because you can see
She
this
started
is the
pushing-
largest species of
Started
boa.
pushing my neck too. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
this-
the end.
Boas are a lot more clingy from what I've noticed compared to pythons. Pythons, you kind of just support the body. Boas want to hug you the whole time. So
Yeah.
this is a large boyd. So she's super clingy. And then when she gets tense, you know, because she just, when she's angry and she's had enough, she tightens up.
Yeah.
Which kind of puts you in a situation where it's harder to get her off. But she lets you know when she's had enough.
I remember in Keeping My Yellow was the same way, you know, when she was an adult and she'd be on you and all of a sudden somebody would walk by too fast or
Right.
something you would just
Right.
feel.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of power.
Yeah, when they tend to, oh, dude, yeah. This
It's like, it's unbelievable.
A 10-foot anaconda and a 10-foot retic, completely different animals.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
rather wrestle a 10-foot retic over a 10-foot anaconda any day. This animal is so much more powerful than a reticulated python,
Them
more than
and-
any Burmese I've ever
Yeah,
worked with.
them and rocks are the two strongest that I've worked with,
Yeah.
where I just am blown away
Right.
every time, like how
Right.
powerful that animal is.
Yeah, the first time I actually held an anaconda, I was just baffled by you can feel the
and
strength
and
in
it's
the
like
animal.
relaxed. They're not even upset. Just them holding on is totally different. Them holding on is like a berm getting upset.
Yeah,
It's like it's totally different.
Yeah, it makes you definitely respect them.
Yeah.
Just imagine being on the receiving end of this animal if you were a prey item.
They did that pressure test or whatever with that one. Did you ever see that video where they send that duck with like the little backpack, a poor duck in the water? It's awful. But they send this duck and the anaconda's in the water, and she was like, I think she was only like a 13-footer. She wasn't even huge, maybe 14.
Yeah.
And it had like some kind of gauge on there, so when she coiled it, they tested the pressure. And I just remember the chart and the picture they showed because it was a person laying on their back with a. Is she the one that just laid?
Yep.
Yeah, she's already ready.
Yep. Yeah. Like I told you, I could probably pulled her out of the soak water. She probably would have ate right then.
Yeah.
But I have to show you guys a Woma before Dan takes off, just because these are one of my favorite species. I love anything Australian.
Yeah. Just to finish up with that chart, it showed the pressure equivalency was a school bus nose to tip sitting on your chest.
Oh my God.
That's how much pressure she was putting on just for a duck. So it was pretty crazy.
Imagine a human, like.
Oh yeah, something
chest.
that's really trying to fight.
Yeah. That'd snap your ribs. But yeah, actually, me and Dan pulled a clutch from this girl. What, Friday night?
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I guess.
It was right around midnight.
Yeah, right around midnight. But yeah, she's a bigger Woma.
She looks great for just laying eggs.
Yeah,
too.
if you have her flat, you can definitely tell she's slightly deflated if you see her normally.
Right.
But I mean, she looks good. She bounced back great,
Yeah.
and she gave us a good clutch. She only had one slug, and she gave him up fairly easy. Not too much of a fight. She didn't take a hit at either of us.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, this is such a cool species.
Didn't hurt that we got there literally right as she was finished.
Yeah. That
Always
helped quite a
helps.
bit. Less time for her to get to it.
Yeah, get that energy back.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, she looks phenomenal for just laying.
For just dropping a clutch of eggs, she does. She looks great. So yeah, we stoked her, and I'm once Dan takes off, I'm probably gonna thaw out a few different rodents and feeders for a few things. I gotta feed the Gilas, and then we're gonna get one for her.
Yeah.
But she deserved it. She did.
She
great.
definitely looks like she's ready. She came out of that tub.
Yeah. She as soon as I opened it, she snapped right up. She was not playing. Then we're expecting another clutch here. She's not ready yet.
No.
She's been inverting for us, but and then we'll probably finish up with one of my favorites. One of my favorite species.
Back out into the main room here.
Yeah, we'll do the girl because he was a little testy yesterday. But Jake probably won't watch, but he'll appreciate it. But this is a Papuan olive python. Apodora papuana. Papuan python, whatever, they get a lot of names.
Yeah.
They were classified the same family as olive pythons for quite some time.
They're so different.
Oh, absolutely, dude. The head structure, like there's no other snake. There's a lot of species have subspecies.
Yeah.
Even within milk snakes and stuff like that, they may all share the family Lampropeltis or Pituophis, but they're subspecies. This is one of those snakes that doesn't have any subspecies. This is Apodora. There's only Apodora. And I don't know how they were even closely classified with
I don't either.
olive pythons. Their head and their scalation is just so different.
Yeah.
The only thing similar is color.
Their personalities are different too. They're a lot different in how they behave.
Absolutely. I mean, they come from two completely different environments. Australia is so unforgiving, and so is New Guinea. But
yeah,
I mean, it's a rainforest.
Right. I got to imagine. I'm sure thousands and thousands of years ago, they probably split off from somewhere, but they're so different.
Over time, isolation causes you to evolve.
Yeah.
But this is a snake that does get fairly large. They're kind of like similar to a scrub python in that aspect. Super long, but a slender body animal. She can't tell, but I mean, she's probably close to coming up on 10. She's a lot longer than me.
It's funny. The closest thing like to like the Liasis family they have is like the differentiation of the neck, down.
Right.
It's not as severe as like the species in there, but it is funny how you can see that contrast where it's white there and then it's a different color there.
They are such a cool species.
Yeah, very personable, very interested in what's going on.
The sad part is that most of the ones you see in the hobby are wild caught because they are like really hard to breed.
Yeah.
The females are known for eating the males during breeding attempts. You got to really catch them on that perfect time.
Speaking of personable.
Yeah. And I mean, that is the beautiful part. For being wild caught animals, these are super laid back. Even from the get go, when I got these in, they were much smaller.
Jake's gonna argue because I think his male is like a jerk half the time or something. Yeah, I think so.
All mine are so laid back for the most part. They definitely have feeding response, but I mean that, like even her, I didn't use a hook to get her out. She was cool with it. And a snake this size, I always use a hook getting out.
Yeah.
But they straight out of the bag from the jungle. I mean, and I think the importer that he'll tell you that he had them for months and months and months, but he didn't.
Right. Yeah. That's how they work.
Yeah. She cracked out worms for me.
Yeah. Oh, weird.
Yeah, none of those anymore. Panicure is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just not aggressive snakes. They have their moments, and I have had her I think I've had them about 3 years now. So I mean, they're used to people and all that. But
yeah,
it just baffled my wild caught scrubs lit me up right away. They did not hesitate.
It's a little bit different animal
but
for sure.
these guys, they don't care. They're super calm and they're super clingy. And she's on my leg.
Yep.
And we're getting there. Okay, there she is. But yeah, you can see she is really long. I'm not super tall, but I'm a tall guy.
Yeah.
And she's quite a bit longer than me. But super slender. Really cool snakes.
It's hard to keep her all in the shot.
Yeah.
I have like half.
Especially with the lighting here. The lighting's not the best in this room. I really need to update it.
Yours is better than my snake room, trust me. Mine's terrible in both my snake rooms, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I definitely don't have enough time to show you guys everything we have here.
Yeah,
but
no. I got to drive 8 hours to get home.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Dan's got a
Definitely
long
not.
night ahead of him. I'd love to show you everything, but we just don't have the time or the memory on phones.
Yeah.
But Dan will be back at some point. We'll go over more stuff. We just figured we'd cover some of our favorites, some of the stuff that I more commonly work with, and stuff that I have available.
For sure. And sorry, Garrett, she's not getting on again.
We'll get her next time,
She's
Garrett.
watching us.
We'll get her next time. Yeah. She's staring us down, kind of giving us that fuck you look.
She's not an exciting cobra. She just doesn't hood.
No, she does. You have to beat her with a hook to get her hood up, and even then she kind of be like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
I want to go baback home now."
I think last time I was here, we got like a half hood at her at one point, and I think it's just because something moved behind.
If you want to see Peaches hooded, there she is.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's as close as
that's as close you're gonna get. That's her. But yeah, she's such a sweetheart.
All right, well, we'll cut this short because I'm going to hit the road. So thank you again to Dillon. So don't forget to check him out. I know you're on Facebook and Instagram. CBC
Facebook,
Exotics,
Instagram. Maybe one day I'll start a YouTube, but I'm too busy for that at the moment. But yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram. Check out my business page, Cold Blooded Connection Exotics. We specialize short tails and Burmese pythons, but I dabble in a little bit of everything. I can't focus. I love everything.
He's not lying.
Yeah,
as you've seen.
Stuff everywhere.
Yep. So we will see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.